Everybody, let me log myself in. Oh yeah, so don't forget guys, I am starting a new, what is it called? Christmas light retail business. No, that's not true. I'm partnering up with Lights at Wholesale and I'm going to be selling Christmas light material. So the promo code is Freddy5 for that 5% discount on Lights at Wholesale products. So hopefully that will help everybody out. And if you live in Utah County, I will be selling the product directly to you, or you can come pick it up. The more and more I think about that, the more I want to do that. Have people come and pick it up. That would be great. But we will also deliver. I'm going to try and put, I don't know if I can do that. I'm going to try, how did I do that? I'm going to try and put a link to my new, to a Christmas light YouTube channel that I would like for everybody to subscribe to, because I can't even do a custom name on it unless I have like 100 people or something like that. So it's like really hard to find right now, and I can't remember how to copy and paste the link. I think I can do it. I'm going to try it on this. We'll see what happens. All right. Let's see if I can go in the... Did that work? I think so. I think I did the link on the chat. I'm going to click it and see what happens. Yes, it works. Okay, so it is a work in progress, that channel. But because it is like an actual business that I'm going to be selling Christmas lights, I actually have an assistant for that channel that's helping me make content. So we're going to be doing product showcasing for Lights at Wholesale. I'm going to try and do all of their products. And we already shot 2 videos this week explaining a couple of the products. I'm hoping, so we also lit up a tree last night, yesterday, but it was so far away that I didn't get to see it at nighttime. So Darby, who's my assistant, is going to should have went back and recorded it at night. Hoping she did that. So anyway, how's it going, guys? Another day in the books. Today was hard, man. I actually feel kind of bad because, not bad, I feel kind of sad because I didn't have any help with the equipment today. Normally I have somebody help me, but they had stuff to do, and I found out they had stuff to do just because one of them knew what was going on, the other one didn't. Anyway, I got it all done, but I didn't go into I didn't get a chance to check all the oil levels. So I may just mention that to everybody Monday morning. And air filters, but I did everything else, which is cleaning the decks, sharpening the blades. By the way, I ordered, I don't remember how many sets. I want to say I ordered 8 sets of Ballard mulching blades. I think I ordered 8 sets. And because I've been sharpening blades like crazy this past week. Prior to me doing them with the Oregon blade sharpener, we had one of the guys do them, and they were sharp, but they just wouldn't last because they just weren't done right. So we had to change the blades, a lot. So I started just doing it myself, sharpening all of them. and it's been going really good. They're really sharp. But the problem is to get all our blades. I mean, damn, we have so many blades back there. Um, to get each set sharpened takes like an hour because they're so rounded instead of a flat blade. They're kind of like this, you know what I mean? Because they've been sharpened uh, not not the right way for so long. So I'm getting them thin again and flat, and it's going good. So I just felt like, you know what, I'm gonna take a shortcut and buy a bunch of new blades, which I kind of already did too. Man, blades are hard to find too now. Damn, my dealer doesn't have any blades. Can't believe it. So I went to this other place that's been trying to get my business for a while, and they didn't have any blades. I'm thinking, how do you have, how is that? You know what I mean? But anyway, so Ballard luckily has a ton of blades. So if you guys need blades, that's probably a good place to get them. And actually, they're pretty good price. They're probably a few dollars more than what I pay with my really good relationship discount to my dealer, and so to just pay a couple extra bucks is not that bad. Anyway, guys, what is going on? I don't really have much to talk about today, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. Yeah, last payroll was the highest payroll I think I've ever had. $37,000. And so I don't know. I'm feeling a little worried. Well, I'm not worried, but I feel like at this stage of the week we have more in payroll account, but because payroll was so much last week, it ate into kind of the payroll budget, and so I'm just kind of interested to see how it goes this week. We normally on payday, when we pay everybody, we normally have about $8,000 still in payroll, and this week, last week I should say, well, last Wednesday, which is payday, I think we didn't have any. Like it was like $1,000. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see how it's going to go. Worst case scenario, I have to pull money from somewhere else, but I don't think we'll have to do that. Also, this week we had less people working. Even today, Saturday, we only had 2 guys working. So whereas last week, we had like, oh no, we had 4 guys working today. Whereas last week we had like 8. Like it was like a normal work day last week. Because we still had so many first-time mows. Are you guys getting a bunch of first-time mows still? So yesterday we had 6 plus 3, so that would have been 9. But those 3 didn't have a credit card on file, so we didn't mow them. And we went to go mow one today, and the guy said he didn't want it today. So I was out in the yard all day. I just got in. So I'm gonna see what that customer actually said. All right, the mow guy just wrote, the guy said he just doesn't want us to mow the lawn anymore. So I'm gonna see if he's supposed to be on Thursday, so I'm gonna cancel that. Paused because we didn't mow the first time mow. So yeah, we have to do the first time mow visit um, to get it to where we can mow it really good, trim and edge. It's hourly, $75 per man hour. And if we don't do that, then we can't put them on the regular schedule. So I just paused that. Actually, I'm just going to cancel it because I don't want somebody to unpause it. So I'll leave the first time mow there, and we'll just keep moving. No, we'll just cancel that too. Cancel everything, including the customer, and see what happens. I'm just going to say, so the system wants me to say, why are we canceling? I'm just going to say, unknown. Unknown. All right, so I took him off. We'll see if he calls back. It's kind of funny how some people think, you know, well, not that they think, but some people will like try to get out of the first time mow. Not saying that this is what this person did today. They might have really canceled. But sometimes people try to cancel the first time mow and still expect us to go like the following week on their mow day, and they'll call and say, hey, weren't you guys coming today? We're like, well, no, you didn't do the first time mow. Oh, but I did it. Well, we still need to do it. So for a lot of reasons, right? I mean, we want the mow guys to get familiar with the property, take their time, do it right, trim it good, edge it really good, because sometimes the edging takes a long time. So that needs to be hourly. And then we'll mow. So if we don't do that, it's not happening. Although there are times where we will do it. I can't say it's 100% that we won't, but sometimes we do. So Eclipse, what are your thoughts on subbing out mowing jobs? What is the right way of doing this? I've never done it, but if I were to, it'd be just kind of like budget hours with my regular mow guys. So if, you know, AB Lawn Care, I was going to say ABC Lawn Care, but that's John's, came and said, let me mow your route. Well, I say, well, I've got these 15 houses, and maybe I'd mark it up an extra 15% for that home for that guy. So probably looking at $350. So I'd probably do 45 to 50% of how much revenue you would have gotten is what I probably would do, but I've never really done this. I don't think I ever would do that, but if I had to, 50% of the revenue route, since they're using their own equipment, I guess, you know, hopefully that answers your question. So say you got 15 houses for $900, $450. And they can get that done quick, you know, especially if they've got two guys. I think that's fair. If you really were to think about it, yeah, because you know what, you're tied to that customer still. If the customer is not satisfied with them, they're calling you, and so you got to deal with that. So I say 50% is the most, but you got to rely on people. I just don't trust it. Sadly, I can't. I've never been able to rely on another company subbing out work, especially with tree companies. I used to sub tree work all the time, and I would pay them. I would pay the tree company what they want to charge. Like I say, hey, will you go look at this property and tell me what it would cost to trim that tree back? You know, trim it down really good. They'd come back and say, $1,500, and I'd say, okay, I'll give you $1,500. Go do it. and then they do it, and I give them $1,500 pretty much as soon as they finish. They don't even have to wait for the customer to pay. I'll deal with that. I'll deal with the customer paying. I'll collect the money, and I'll give you $1,500. Now I'll probably I'm going to mark it up. I'm going to get a cut, 35% of that job. So it sounds great, right? But the tree companies don't treat me as if I'm a customer. They just treat me like they're doing me a favor. You know what I mean? So if they have a job on the list for me, and then they get a phone call from somebody, some random person who's now their customer, they skip my job and go do this other job, even though I'm guaranteed to pay them, and I pay them right away. So hopefully they would realize that that's a good thing, and they would keep doing jobs for me, but they won't do it. And I've gone through so many tree companies, so many, and they just won't do it. And so I kind of always had a bad taste with subbing out work. Do you mark it up on the customer side, or do you get your percentage from the sub? No, on the customer side. I'll give the sub what they want so that they are more kind of like, they're more encouraged to do jobs for me. You know? So I don't take anything. If they say it's, $400 to cut a branch and haul it away, I'll give them $400. And then I mark up to the customer 35%. So if I tell the customer, or if the sub wants 400, I tell the customer it's $540. And then I give the sub $400. Because remember, your name is tied to that job. Yes, you can still go after the tree company if they do damage. Yes, I know you can do that kind of stuff. But overall, you still got to deal with the customer. With all kinds of problems, right? I mean, they cut the wrong branch. They didn't do a good job. The tree's dying. All those things that sub does no longer have to worry about. They're coming straight to you for those things. So that's why you want to mark it up enough to deal with those headaches. Sorry guys, I'm gonna shut a little door. Hopefully that helps with the sound a little bit. Should have got a drink too. Anyway, so hopefully that answers your question, Eclipse. It's all about trying to get people to do things for you as fast as possible. So what can you do to make it worth it for other subs? They can go out and do jobs for other subs, other contractors. So you want to make it so they worry about you. But I've never had any luck. And I pay people right away. Any job that I've ever subbed out, I pretty much know I'm going to get paid from the customer. Pretty much guaranteed. And so I don't understand why they won't treat me as a customer, the sub. There are times where right now I pretty much stopped subbing out tree work. I won't sub. I just tell customers we don't know anybody that's reliable, is what I tell people. And I would assume that's pretty much the case with all services. They're just doing their own thing, people would rather deal with their own customers because they feel like they're really running a business when they're doing it that way, rather than getting easy jobs from me. The other thing is, a lot of times when I deal with new subs, they don't really know how to price things. So when I price out a job and I tell they'll tell me how much they want. Well, some jobs I will tell them how much I'm going to pay them to do it. That happens a lot with sprinkler work, right? So it's like, hey, I got this pipe repair. I told them that it's going to be $350. They get there to the property and they call me and they say, dude, this is all I'm doing and I'm going to get $350. And I say, yeah. They're like, are you sure? And I'm like, yep. I already talked to everybody. I already talked to the customer. Done deal. Just do it. And then they do like 3 jobs like that, and then they no longer want me anymore because now they start charging more to their own customers. So I just feel like it's not worth it anymore dealing with subs. I have been hiring W-2 workers this year though, in the sprinkler division where, you know, they just come in whenever they want, basically. They have to give me notice so I can plan out the schedule for them. So I've got 2 guys like that. One of them comes in at 5 p.m. or between 4 and 5 p.m. every night to do sprinkler work. And so I need to know what days he's coming so I can have jobs booked for him. And it's been working out pretty good. It's been working out good. The only problem is sometimes when he needs a part, he can't get a part unless he comes all the way back to shop, and then he's got to look for it here, and then sometimes we don't have it, and so then he's got to reschedule a job for the next day. That's kind of been the only issue with the nighttime shift for sprinklers. And then the other guy, he was just kind of helping me out when we were really busy. He's a good friend of mine. And I thought he was going to keep doing it, but he hasn't worked for 2 weeks, and I'm kind of okay with that. You know, I just hired a new sprinkler guy, so now we have 6 sprinkler guys. So I think we don't need him. He's one of the 6, so we'd be down to 5 without him. And I think we're good. This time of the year, it's starting to be a little more steady, easier to get to. All the techs pretty much have 2 or 3 jobs on the list instead of, 8, and just trying to rush and get everybody done. So things are, they're actually able to take more time, bill out more work on each property. So it seems like every property we go to, there's so many problems. So anyway, what do you got? What's your guys' pain points this year? For me, it's I don't know if it's a pain point, but this is the year where I feel like I've put everything out for the customers. I've got a grandstand on every single truck. We are treating the sprinkler division like a startup company. Like we are just hiring. We're training people. We've got 40-foot container full of parts. Like I'm just doing everything I can to like make it so the customers have like the best experience when we go to them. So when we get complaints, I've been taking it really hard, like stressful. Like when I get a complaint, because I'm putting so much effort into trying to make every job go good, I feel like it's an attack on me. And it's stressing the hell out of me. Now, obviously, there are some valid complaints for sure. Like we broke a fence this week, and that is something that was our fault. I understand we're going to do things like that, and it's our fault. Little things that I know are my fault, I'm okay with. Because I'm on top of it. I can talk to the customer. I say, hey, your Mo guy told me this. I'm sorry. What can we do to make it right? Here's a couple options I thought we could do for you. But when it's like the lawn's not getting cut short enough, I don't think I should have to pay because it's already super long and it's been 2 days. There's still dog mess in the backyard. Like, just those kind of things. It's kind of like I feel like I'm getting attacked because I'm doing everything I can to make sure we have like the best people. Like we probably don't have the best, but I feel like we have dang good people who love their jobs, and it's just been stressing me out so much. I've been thinking about it. I listen to a lot of motivational motivational videos on YouTube that aren't really like videos, more of like just for sound kind of thing. And there was one guy that was like, I don't even know his name. He calls himself EC, something like that. I have no idea what he looks like because I just listened to it, and it's like those motivational videos that I listen to, they're like just made for you to listen to. And I think it's EC or EC. And he said basically anything that's stressful is because anything that's got tension or stress is because you're growing or it's growing. Things that are calm and don't have any tension or stress is not growing. It's just kind of like relaxing, happy, content with the way things are. And so that actually made me feel a little better because we are growing. We are trying to grow. I do want to grow. So the fact that I'm like stressed out, that makes sense, you know? I think if we were just, content with where we are, wouldn't be stressed out. But I used to wonder, like, I had a friend who started a lawn care business a while ago, and then he stopped doing it, and he would call me, once a month and try and get some advice. And basically he's like, he would say all the time, I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you can do this. I'm so stressed out. And I'm like, yeah, well, you start getting used to things and they become easier. Anything from the car, the drivers, to the vehicles, to the damage, to charging wrong, to refunds, to angry customers, good customers, great services, bad services. The more you do it, just the easier things get over time. But he'd tell me, I can't. I can't do this. It's too stressful. And now I know what they're talking about. Now I know what he was talking about because, we're busier than we've ever been. Things are going good, though. I have great employees. We're making payroll, even though it was really tight this last week. I don't think it's going to be that much this week. But things are going good. The problem I'm having is customers that don't see how much we're actually trying to make things great. Is that normal? You guys understand that? Like, you guys get what I'm saying? You're trying the best you can. You're investing everything you've got to make it pretty much the best business you can possibly make. And customers, sometimes they think you're trying to screw them over. That is what gets me stressed out the most. That. So, we look at it here in the office and we go, okay, what do we have to do to make sure that we and the customers are all on the same page? Well, that's quoting. When we give a quote, we have to that's the quote. And for the most part, we do that. What we decided to stop doing is like when a customer gets a quote and then says, so let's say a garden cleanup job is, they want the backyard, and let's say it's $1,500 to weed the backyard. And they say, no, that's too much. We only want you to weed the south side, not the right side. How much less would it be if we did that? We used to go, well, okay, let's just say, okay, bring it down to $1,100 if we only did the left side and didn't do the right side. And they'd say, okay, go ahead and do that. The problem is they'll be mad that the other side didn't get done, and they paid $1,100. So what we decided to do was just say, no, we went and gave you an estimate. It's for the backyard. In 30 days, we can go out and requote again for you if you want. Because we have been getting complaints when the customer like negotiates what sections to do and what not to do. It's okay to do that on the initial phone call. Like, that's why we're here on your property, because you only want this. But when they first say, I want the whole backyard, sometimes the estimator forgets what the left side looks like. You know what I mean? As opposed to the right side or that kind of stuff. So it's just easier for us to just say, you know what? You can call us back in 30 days and we can do another estimate. This one is for what the estimate says. All garden beds in the backyard. So that's something we started doing this week. Or at least I told everybody to do this week. And we'll see how it goes. Oh, I've been getting off topic. How long have I been on here for? Okay, 30 minutes. So one of our Mo guys is going on vacation next week for the whole week. And so I knew that he was going on vacation. So we hired a Mo guy about 2.5 weeks ago. Maybe 3. And I was hoping that he would, by this time, you know, at this point, we could send him off on his own, but he's not ready. He's not ready. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go with him next week, every day of the week, to see where he's at and to see if he can mow. There's still a chance I may take a more experienced guy from another division to help me without the new guy. Just be me and the experienced guy. But I'm going to look at the schedule first to see what my schedule looks like and what the trainer schedule looks like. Because if the reason why we hired this new guy because somebody's going on vacation, but we really do need another Mo guy. We've got one route that constantly has between 20 and like 25 lawns a day. And so what I'm hoping to do is hire a new guy and give him like 5 lawns a day. Or, you know, give him a 4-day work week, you know, with like 40 lawns, you know, maybe 10 a day. And that will alleviate that one guy that has a lot. He's fine doing them, but sometimes he says he needs to leave a little early. He'll still get them all done, but you know, this will help him out. This will help us out, help me out from like wondering if we're going to get all the jobs done. Again, I have great guys, so I never really worry about the jobs getting done. MLG, did you switch over to P for P this year? Sort of. Pretty much yes, but I do budget hours instead, which is pretty much the same thing, except it's based off their hourly rate, how much they make an hour, but each list has a budget hours. So like somebody with 15 jobs, they might have 13 hours on their budget to do that list, 13 and a half hours. If they get it done in 8, I give them the whole 13 and a half hours. I do that because at the start of the season, because we raised our prices to where they need to be from last year, because we had a lot of new customers. We bought a company with a ton of customers. And so some of those customers, and my customers too, I'm not going to blame it all on that, just wasn't priced right. So when we raised the price this year, we lost, I want to say, over 250 customers. So at the start of the season, if I would have went with budget hours, with P for P, people would have only been making like $100 an hour, $100 a day or something like that. It wouldn't have been worth it for them. They wouldn't have wanted to do it. And if I went with the straight hourly wage, they would have only been working like, 5 hours a day. So I thought, well, I'll do budget hours. That way, even if they have a smaller list, they're still going to be getting more money than they would have if they would have did the route. And it'd be more than a percentage, right? So like if at the beginning of the year, they only had 10 houses a day, and let's see. So let's say they would have been making like $180 a day times 5-day work week. They would have been making $925 after taxes. Looking at $700, they wouldn't have been happy. So I thought, well, why don't I do budget hours? They're all paid pretty well hourly wise. And so that way, if they get done in 5 hours, I'll still pay them for 10. They shouldn't want to leave with getting free money, is basically the way I looked at it. And it's been working out great because we're almost where we were last year now. We got all our customers back. We got all that many number of customers back. So now everybody has, about 60 lawns. Actually, I'm going to check that. Do you guys even care? Do I even need to look at that? So let me pull some of these guys up. I'm going to pull my 2 newest guys to see how many they do, for us to get an idea. And the newer guys, you're gonna probably don't have as many as somebody that's been here longer. So one of them has 67 lawns a week now, and the other one has 53. So one of them has way more. Monday through Thursday. I didn't count Fridays, so this is Monday through Thursday. So that's pretty good. So they're making good money. Everybody's making good money. This worked out because nobody complained about it all year. Then there's nothing to complain about. They're making great money. So I did the math. They're making basically $29 an hour mowing lawns. That's great. So I'm happy with the way that turned out. Yeah, P4P and budget hours, the same thing. I guess it is the same thing, but with P4P, you have to change the percentage in order. You have to change the percentage. Whereas budget hours, it's always the budget hours. Like, it just doesn't matter. You don't have to change the percentage on P4P. Okay, I'm not acting like I know everything about P4P. I don't. I spent a lot of the winter researching it. And like, for example, at the beginning of the season, when everybody only had 10 lawns, in order for them to make more money, I'd have to raise the P4P percentage. The problem with that is, as you get bigger, or as you get more houses, you're still going to be, I don't want to be part of that conversation where I tell the mow guys, hey, I've got to lower the percentage. I wouldn't want to be associated with that conversation. Whereas budget hours, it's budget hours. Doesn't matter if there's 10 lawns, 2, 3 lawns. If you get 8 lawns done in 3 hours, I'm paying you for whatever it comes out to. Like, if that's 8 hours, but you got it done in 3, I'm paying you for 8. I think that just makes people feel great, and I pay the overtime too. So if somebody was here only worked 39 hours in 1 week, but their budget hours were 60, I will pay them for 40 hours plus the 20 overtime. That way, they're getting paid as much as humanly possible. Like literally, I cannot pay them anymore. Um, I think that's the best way to go about it with mowing. They're by themselves. This only works if they're by themselves. Now, I do have a trainer that is training. Like that's the benefit he gets. You train you train the new guys, and you're gonna get help, and you're gonna get your budget hours, even with the helper. Now, that helper is get paid hourly, and they know that from the start. What we try to get is get them to want to be off on their own as soon as possible so they can start getting that budget hours. But yes, it is pretty much the same thing. If you, the big picture, it's the same thing, but it's not really the same thing if you're changing the percentage throughout the year, which I wouldn't want to do that. You know, when I give somebody a bonus and say, hey, this is your bonus, it's always a hard conversation to say, hey, I'm lowering the bonus. Even though it still balances out, it's still psychologically something the worker is going to hold resentment over. So in order to avoid that completely, I do budget hours. All right, I think I'm done talking about that. So anyway, guys, don't forget I have a new YouTube channel I started doing last year for Christmas lights. If you guys could help me out, sub to that, please, because I need 100 subs so I could customize the name on that. P for P is based on, oh, what's up, Jamar? P for P is based on budget hours, so there's no need to change percentage throughout the year. Well, didn't you say that you felt because it was so hot, you want to change the percentage? You want to make it up higher, right? That's changing the percentage. If you stick with budget hours, it's like, hey, get done faster, and you're going to get those hours. So I don't know. But yeah, you're right. You don't need to change the budget. You don't need to change the percentage. But again, you got 6 career mow guys who that's what they do for a living. That's what they've always done for a living. That's what they're going to do until they can't do it anymore. They have 10 lawns on the day, and you want to give them 30% on 10 lawns? That's not going to keep them here. But they get done in 5 hours. They got paid for 10. They can leave early and still maybe, I don't want them to get another job, but at least they have that opportunity, and they still made a good day's work here, and they have the ability to go somewhere else. They're probably not going to quit. Now, none of my guys had to do that because we were constantly getting new lawns every single day, so they didn't have to. They know they're not. If they get another job, they're probably going to screw themselves because they're going to make more money here. So we didn't have to do that. But to start the season, I wanted them to all have a good attitude going into it, and it worked. I'm just giving them more budget hours. Yeah, but unless they're real jobs, I just wouldn't change anything. Because again, the whole purpose of business is paying people like what you're budgeting for, so you can pay your workers and have a profit and pay for all your stuff. If I just said, hey guys, you got 13 hours budgeted, but you know what? Because you guys are so awesome, I'm going to give you 18. Well, why am I even in business if I'm not going to be able to afford my equipment, if I can't make a profit? You know what I mean? So you gotta have your numbers to where it actually works out for you. We're describing the same thing. If I have 10 budget hours on the day, they get all the budget hours regardless. Yes. And we're probably talking about the same thing for sure. And I apologize if I'm not, Jamar. But we have our budget hours down to like a science. On a lawn that's supposed to take them an hour, if they take their time and do it right, slowly, it'll take them an hour. and they're getting paid for that. A lot of these guys, we have grandstands, because so our budget hours are basically based with a little mower. Not all the time, but on the smaller properties they are. But sometimes they can get away with it with a big mower, so they're getting done a lot faster. So basically, what I'm saying is our budget hours are like the formula is perfect. So I can't give them any more without hurting the business unless I raise the prices up more, which we could do that, but that's not something you could just do every week to week with mowing. You know what I mean? So unless you're bringing on new people, you can always raise the prices on new people like that, but then you still got a whole list of people that are still, on the old prices. They can finish in 5 hours but still get the 10. That's correct. But like, let's say for example, last year when we had so many customers. We had 480 customers last year, but our prices were not right. Okay? They weren't right. So if I were to give them more budget hours just because I want to pay them more, we were already losing about $250 each crew last year. Because when we took on the new company, we wanted to just make everybody happy, and our prices just weren't locked like they needed to be. You know what I mean? So whereas this year we're priced where we need to be, and we're not losing money if they actually do their budget hours. I know it's kind of hard to. Basically, you have to make sure if your prices are right, they have to match the charge that you're charging the customer with the budget hours. If it's not, then you're losing money. No, you can't do that. Budget hours. MLG, I'm not sure what the payroll thing is. Is that a company that you use? There's one thing I kind of wanted to say for next year, because I'm always thinking of ways to try to make things better. Oh, it was just a joke. I try to make things better. So like, let's say, for example, a Mo guy on his paycheck, because of budget hours, right? He only worked 39 hours this week, but because of the budget hours, he's getting paid for 60. So it's basically 21 hours of bonus hours, basically. It's a bonus, okay? Let's say they break their trimmer, okay? I was thinking that maybe next year I say, you get your 20 bonus hours minus the cost of a new trimmer that you broke. So I've been really playing that over and over again in my head, because legally I can do it because it's a bonus. They physically only work 39 hours. That extra 21 hours is a bonus. So if I deduct a cost, I'm not eating into their labor that they literally were here on the property working. So technically I could get away with it, but the more and more I think about it, has anybody thought about doing that? And that goes for if your truck is dirty and you've got to pay somebody to clean it on the weekend. Well, that's an hour that I had to pay somebody, so you're getting deducted, $25. And that goes with broken equipment, refunds that you may have to give because the customer's just not happy for the last visit or whatever. So I was just thinking about all those things, because sometimes you get frustrated, right? You get those calls, you see what's going on, and you're just like, you know what? They should take some accountability. Your workers should take some accountability. But then I think about it and I'm like, we have good guys. Why do things, why give them fines? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you're not happy with a guy, just get rid of them. Just fire them. Don't fine anybody, that's basically what it is, a fine. Because, if you cultivate the team the way that it should be, they're doing the best they can. You know what I mean? So I feel like dinging somebody for, 'cause I was out there today working on all the equipment and I noticed the blower's not working. Now, is that the mow guy's fault? That it's not working? I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what's going on with it, but it wouldn't turn on, and I was by myself today. I didn't have a mechanic with me, so I didn't fix it. So I just kind of had to put it back, and maybe it's one of those things where the guy who uses it knows how to use it. Now they do have a backup. That was the backup. So it's not like the end of the world. But it's not their fault. And maybe that's another thing, because we have to figure out ways to keep employees happy. Wouldn't you agree? And so, just making it easier for them to come to work and have the right equipment, blades sharpened, checking the oil for them, occasionally cleaning out their dirty ass trucks is in some weird way a benefit for them, that you kind of have to do anyway. I'm a big fan of making sure all your equipment is maintained and clean, and that goes for the trucks too. So in some way you got to do it anyway. Why fine them? So anyway, I know I'm just talking to myself about this, but I have been giving it a thought, and if somebody had an example or something that can tell me like what they think of, since you're giving them those budget hours as bonus, deducting some money for broken equipment, damage to the property, or refunds, So anyway, what's going on, guys? So for some reason my link to my other YouTube channel for Christmas lights got deleted, so I'm putting it up again. I know I'm being a bugger about this, but I did hire an assistant to help me with Christmas light videos. We actually shot like 7 videos this week, but 2 of them are one of them's for the YouTube channel, the other one is for something else. But we're trying to grow that channel, and we need at least 100 subs so that we can change the name on that channel so it's more customized, easier to find, because right now it's like really hard to find. By the way, the videos that are on that channel were just dumped content. I just threw it on there, just kind of get it on there and off my computer. We're actually going to be shooting cool stuff for lights on that channel this year. We have a plan. So because I'm partnered with Lights at Wholesale, we're gonna find people that are in need of Christmas lights, like that would be really happy if somebody put lights on their house for free, or the bushes, trees, the whole yard, kind of do a Christmas light giveaway to at least one homeowner every week starting in July. I know that's a little early, but they're getting it for free, so they're going to need to let us put it on really early and turn it on when they're ready, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, guys, so I haven't heard any pain points from you. What's going on? Anything that's kind of troubling you? I want to see if there's anything that I can add to that, if at all possible. I'm dealing with stress like crazy right now. And everybody I talk to think I'm kind of doing it to myself because I shouldn't really be that stressed, but I feel like I am. Thanks, I think I got a sub. Customers who talk too much is my pain point. Like, you get to the property, they just won't let you go. Yeah. I tell them, I go, hey, I really want to talk, but I told a customer that I need to be there next, that I'm going to be there in a little bit, so I have to hurry. I kind of do that kind of thing just to get me out of there. Or, believe it or not, when the phone rings, we say we got to take the call. That usually gets people off the phone too. Sometimes I've told customers, hey, I need to do what you called me to do, but I need to hang up so I can do it. But yeah, guys, I'll be mowing next week. I'll probably have a little bit of footage of me going out there this week. But the plan is I'm going to go out there. I'm hoping to be done. I haven't even looked at my schedule. Here, I'm going to look at my schedule for next week, see how many houses there are. Now, I haven't done a full week in years, like years. I've said that I was going to go do it because I thought I was, like I am this week. And then for whatever reason, things worked out and I didn't have to go out. I think last year I had to go out one time. But this year I haven't had to, but somebody's going on vacation. Instead of telling the customers that I'm not going to be able to, we're not going to do it, I'm just going to go out and do it. All right. So I have 69 jobs this week that I've got to do. On Monday, let's see. Monday the 20th, I've got 15. Ugh. Let's see. Tuesday, 18. Wednesday, 19. Thursday, that'll be the last day I work next week because Friday we've got enough people to do that route. So Thursday there's 14. So 15, 16, 18, 18. No. 15, 16, 18, 14. I think. What was Wednesday? 19. 19, but it's what I call the easiest route of everybody. It's in this little town with some small houses. So that one should be fun. So what I got to do is I got to come to the shop in the morning, make the routes for everybody, make sure that everybody has what they need as they go out. I'll probably be the last one to leave here every day. And then I'm hoping, because I'm going to have a helper, I'm not going to do these alone. I'm going to take the new guy, and this will be his last week of training. He'll come with me. We're going to call this the last week of training. And then next week, he should have, I'm going to try and give him like 5 to 10 houses a day. And he's just going to be pushing a trailer or pulling a trailer with a little mower the whole week or every day. So we'll see how that goes, but that is basically what he's going to have to do. MLG, just popped in some fresh shoe gel insoles and you'll be fine. Oh shoot, that reminds me, I don't know if I've got shoes to do this. Dude, I rock dude shoes to work here. They're so comfortable, and I can still work out in the back doing yard work. But I don't think I can mow with them. I may have to bring like some CrossFit shoes from when I used to go. I still donate to my CrossFit gym every month, but I haven't gone since last year. But I feel like I'm still part of it if I'm paying every month still. So I just don't have sadly the motivation to go. You know, if they were open after noon, like if they were opened at lunchtime or 1, I would go. But they're not. Not till 5, and by then I want to go home. Well, anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging with me. One more time, guys, please click that link for that Christmas Light YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow that with an assistant who's helping me shoot content with that. And so we're trying to build that for the holiday light business that I partnered up with, Lights at Wholesale. Again, my promo code is Freddy5, so FREDDY 5 and the number 5 at Lights at Wholesale, and you'll get 5% discount, free shipping, all of that. And if you live in Utah County, you can come pick up product here, hang with me for a little bit. We'll talk about business, or we'll deliver it to you if you live in Utah County. So that should be cool. And I guess I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.